Spanish flag. ¿Uno baja por ahí y sube por acá o son dos diferentes rutas?
Sí, puedes irte por allá.
¿A los calabozos?
Al calabozo, sales al techo del búnker.
Ok.
Y sales por aquí.
Ok, chévere.
Sí.
Gracias.
None of the questions get answered in the dungeon. Okay. You guys know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What you got here? Look at the cannonballs down there. This is restricted. It must be a storage facility for restoration of antiques, gunpowder caskets. Okay. It's very dark, not very illuminated like in Disney, except for this light. More light. Going dark. Oh, Paris life for me.
They wouldn't have had any.
Look at the door. I feel like the door.
They would have been shackled to the wall.
Okay, so many people in front of me, I gotta back up. Give him
So
distance.
that was probably how they pulled the ammunition is up to the big guns. Put up the basket.
Like
Ammunition.
firing power.
Powder, your cannonballs.
Okay. Vamos a explorar esto. What is this? Very misty. Musty. Oh shit. The ground is not even. Wait. Okay, galeones. Can't read it. These ships. Oh, I can't read it. Something about the ships. Oh, there's the ships. Uneven grounds. Rocky. let's explore another tunnel. Low head room. Tengo que bajar la cabeza. I got to lower my head. Whoopa. Dark. Pirates are the Caribbean. Oh, 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 a pirate's life for me. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun. Good morning. How fun. At least this one is much lit. So dark.
If a ship with 50 men were to come during the night, they could land and kill all who live here. This is the entrance and the key to all the Indies. Your Majesty should order a fort built, or the island will be deserted.
Fearing the loss of their strategic port, the Spanish begin fortifying the colony. In 1586, the King of Spain hires renowned military engineer Bautista Antonelli to improve the fort that protects San Juan. They call it Castillo San Felipe del Morro. Built on a rocky outcropping at the entrance to the harbor, Antonelli boasts,
"The fort, when completed, will be the strongest that His Majesty has in all the Indies."
Using Renaissance military concepts, Antonelli's innovative triangular walls are designed to maximize defenses against an invading army. In 1595, El Morro is put to the test. Queen Elizabeth of England sends the legendary Sir Francis Drake, the Dragon, to attack San Juan. But Drake fails. 3 years later, England tries again. This time, the Earl of Cumberland succeeds in conquering the island. Puerto Rico is under English control for 2 months before disease breaks out, forcing Cumberland and his men to retreat. With a stroke of luck, Spain holds onto the key to its empire. Spurred by enemy invasions, King Philip IV orders improvements to San Juan's defenses. This time, they build an innovative system of interconnected fortifications. A small fort, San Juan de la Cruz, is rebuilt across from El Morro so that enemy ships entering the harbor will be caught in a withering crossfire. Construction begins on a wall that will encircle the entire city. Then a new fort, San Cristobal, keeps out invaders who attack by land from the east. The fortifications also shape life within San Juan. The military and its governor dominate all aspects of life in San Juan. But the military doesn't rule, the church does. soldiers receive little pay, with less hope for promotion. Women work as laundresses, cooks, and landladies. Many marry soldiers. A unique Puerto Rican culture emerges from a blend of Spanish, slaves, Tainos, and freed Africans. Most residents extract a living from few resources, and contraband becomes vital to survival. San Juan's social hierarchy adheres to the Spanish colonial caste system, with the Spanish on top and little hope of advancement for everyone else. Yet there is one soldier who manages to break through the rigid constraints of San Juan's military society. Miguel Enriquez is the son of a freed slave. At 16 years old, he is accused of selling contraband and sentenced to a year of military service at El Morro. Enriquez quickly learns the ropes and rises rapidly through the ranks of the Coast Guard, protecting Spanish ships and earning the favors and loyalty of no less than the King of Spain. As the king's privateer, Enriquez becomes the richest and most powerful man in Puerto Rico, even paying for repairs to El Morro. His success draws the ire of San Juan's aristocrats, who succeed in accusing Enriquez of smuggling. Rumors that he will be imprisoned in El Morro force Miguel to seek refuge in a convent, where he ends his life penniless, nearly erased from the pages of history. In 1762, alarming news arrives in San Juan. The British have seized the nearby city of Havana. Certain Puerto Rico will be attacked next. King Charles III orders his military officer, Alejandro O'Reilly, to San Juan to assess the fortifications. What O'Reilly finds shocks him. The forts and troops have fallen into such disrepair that they could never survive a British attack.
The veteran troops are without any uniformity whatsoever in their dress. The soldiers were almost all married with many children.
The ruthless O'Reilly fires many soldiers and instills strict discipline on those who remain. He then formalizes a volunteer militia composed of local Puerto Ricans, citizens that have so often played a key role in defending the island. At the same time, the king tasks engineer Tomás O'Daly with creating a defense of a first order. O'Daly redesigns all of San Juan's fortifications, but San Cristobal will be his masterpiece. He thickens the existing walls, then he adds massive new earthen walls capable of withstanding the most powerful of artillery shelling. Beneath San Cristobal, O'Daly lays out a complex network of tunnels that permits Spanish soldiers to maneuver out of sight and set off explosives under enemy lines. O'Daly then arranges the fort walls into a puzzling array of optical illusions, one that will leave the enemy confused and unsure of where and how to attack San Cristobal. To realize O'Daly's vision, hundreds of soldiers, prisoners, and slaves will toil under a blistering sun for years, with many dying of exhaustion. On April 17, 1797, the revived forts will face their greatest challenge yet. Bells and cannons alert soldiers and militia across the island. A massive British armada is closing in. world's most powerful navy is about to take on one of the world's largest and best engineered fortifications. British General Ralph Abercrombie, intimidated by El Morro, wisely avoids the harbor. Instead, he deposits nearly 4,000 troops east of San Juan with the intention of besieging the city. For 11 days, the Spanish and British engage in an artillery showdown. Then the Spanish soldiers and Puerto Rican militias counterattack, forcing the British to retreat. The British can't even breach the first line of San Juan's defense. Abercrombie admits that even with 10 times the firepower, the British could not have taken San Juan. Yet, Spain's victory is tenuous. Over the next century, the walls that once symbolized security come to represent Spanish oppression, as citizens tire of Spain's strict laws and military rule. Spain's grasp on the New World fades as colonies win their independence throughout the Caribbean and Latin America. Yet, Puerto Rico remains under Spanish rule. By the late 1800s, a new global power is on the rise and has set its sights on the Caribbean. In the early morning of May 12th, the United States Navy unleashes its artillery on El Morro. After 4 centuries of Spanish military rule, many Puerto Ricans are hopeful that the Americans will bring democracy to the island. As U.S. troops make their way toward San Juan from the south, word arrives that halts the mission. Spain has ceded Puerto Rico to the United States in a peace treaty that seals the fate of the Spanish Empire. The Americans quickly established their own military rule. The fortifications, renamed Fort Brooke, performed their final duty during the Second World War as a lookout for German U-boats lurking in the Caribbean. Following World War II, the U.S. military turns Fort Brooke over to the National Park Service. Now it is the National Park Service that preserves these forts so that they may still hold the stories of centuries past. In 1983, UNESCO designates the forts as a World Heritage Site, recognizing them as an exceptional example of military engineering and as a window onto the soldiers, engineers, citizens, and slaves who built these forts, forging a unique cultural legacy shaped within these walls.